Was everyone able to hear? Grand. Thank you. And a big thank you to Liam Campbell, who is a piper with the Lewis Pipe Band and a friend of mine, for playing the Lament for Mackintosh, the urlar of the ground. So we'll start. So welcome to everyone, and thank you for coming. This is our online Zoom celebration for the 131st birthday of Ewart Alan Mackintosh, a wonderful poet who we all celebrate. And this is our second online commemoration for Mackintosh. A wee bit about Mackintosh. He was Brighton born and enlisted with the Seaforth Highlanders in the First World War. Called Tosh or Splosh by his comrades, he served in famous battles like the Somme and Vimy Ridge in 1915 and 1916, and he was killed in the Battle of Cambrai at the start of the Battle of Cambrai on the 21st of November of 1917. He had strong family ties with the Alness area where his father had lived. He learned to play the bagpipes and to speak Gaelic. He started writing poetry at school and at university, and when war broke out, he became an officer in the 5th Seaforth Highlanders. Whilst convalescing in England in 1916, he published his first poetry volume, A Highland Regiment, and after his death, with the 4th Seaforth Highlanders, his remaining works were published in War the Liberator. Some of his poems echo the anger and bitterness of other First World War poets such as Wilfred Owen, but Mackintosh's poetry featured a wide range of themes: courage, fear, exhilaration, patriotism, loyalty and sacrifice, loss, comradeship and duty, including post-traumatic stress disorder as well, guilt and love for his broken relationship, and so on. These themes are as vivid and compelling for us today as they were 100 years ago. And many of us feel his work deserves to be more widely celebrated. Myself and Colin Campbell, Colin Campbell is his biographer with Rosalind Green, decided to do a project which took us 3 years to commemorate Mackintosh, which we ran until 2017 and the 100th anniversary celebrations of the Battle of Cambrai. And we aimed to raise his profile, as indeed we hope to do today. So we're going to go on now and hear from Rosalind Green, who is Colin's co-biographer, and I'm just going to try and upload a picture and then I'll play her recording. Okay. Okay. You please put your thumb up if you can hear the recording play. Thank you.
Farewell to Sergeant H. Fraser and Lance Sergeant G. Mackay. Well, you have gone now, comrades, and we shall see no more the gallant friendly faces framed in my dugout door. I had no words to tell you the things I long to say, but the company is empty since you have gone away. The company is filled now with faces strange to see, and scarce a man of the old men that lived and fought with me. I know the drafts are good men, I know they're doing well, but they're not the men I slept with those nights at La Boisselle. Oh, the old days of friendship we shall not see again, the bitter winter trenches and the marches in the rain. Bécourt, Autwy, Dieppval, Inancourt, Avalee, their names are keys that open remembered doors to me. Doors that will open never upon this tortured land. I shall not see you ever, or take you by the hand. Only for ancient friendship, for all the times we knew. Maybe you will remember as I remember you.
Thank you, Rosalind Green. And now we're going to hear from his co-biographer and my co-conspirator with the Mackintosh project, the eamackintoshproject.com. We did this all on a voluntary basis, including creating the website. And here he is. I'm going to just get him up. Okay, let's share the screen.
I think this is one of Mackintosh's toughest poems. Mines. What are you doing, sentry, fresh-faced and brown, waiting for the mines, sir, sitting on the mines, sir, just to keep them down? Mines going up and no one to tell for us when it will be, and maybe it's as well for us. Mines going up. Oh God, but it's hell for us, here with the bloody mines. What are you doing, sentry? Cold and drawn and grey, listening to them tap, sir, same old tap, 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 sir, and praying for the day. Mines going up and no one can say for us when it will be, but they are waiting some day for us. Mines going up, oh folk at home pray for us, here with the bloody mines. Where are you lying, sentry? Wasn't this your place? Down below your feet, sir, below your heavy feet, sir, with earth upon her face. Mines going up and the earth and the clod on us, fighting for breath, and our own comrades trod on us. Mines going up, have pity, O God, on us, down in the bloody mines. And he sent that out in November 1917.
Thank you, Colin. A wonderful poem, beautifully read. And of course, November 1917 was the month that Mackintosh was killed in the Battle of Cambrai. I'm going to read a poem myself now, The Waiting Wife. And after that, I'm going to ask my dear friend Guénhaëlle, who is joining us from France, to read her poem in French. Thank you, but she'll introduce that herself. Okay. The Waiting Wife. Out on the hillside, the wild birds crying, a little low wind and the white clouds flying, a little low wind from the southward blowing. What should I know of its coming and going? Over the battle, the shrapnel crying, a tune of lament for the dead and the dying, and a little low wind that is moaning and weeping for the mouths that are cold and the brave hearts sleeping. I and my man were happy together in the summer days and the warm June weather. What is the end of our laughter and singing? A little low wind from the southward winging. The hearth is cold and the house is lonely, and nothing for me but waiting only. Feet round the house that come into it never, and a voice in the wind that is silent forever. And he wrote that in Gosby in 1917. Thank you. Guénhaëlle, over to yourself in France. Thank you. Guénhaëlle, you just need to unmute your button.
So, like I was saying, I read to Sylvia in French. À Sylvia. Il y a 2 mois de cela, le ciel était bleu, la campagne était fraîche et verdoyante. et verdoyant se dressait le saule, entre les deux coulait la rivière indolente. Il y a 2 mois de cela, nous contemplions assis le flot vagabond, mais aujourd'hui tu es retourné à ton travail, et me voici couché dans un fossé. Dieu sait, mon amour, que je ne voulais pas me lever et te quitter ainsi. Mais la main des morts me faisait signe, et je compris que je devais y aller. Les morts ne me quittaient pas des yeux, ma fille, et sur leurs lèvres était une question. Nous avons fait front et payé le prix. Vas-tu nous trahir? De longs jours nous séparent, ma chérie, de nos retrouvailles. De longs jours de labeur et de fange pour moi, et pour toi longues seront l'inquiétude et la douleur. Mais tu me pardonneras, mon amour, pour les raisons que tu sais. Maintenant, je peux regarder dans les yeux mes amis morts, ce que je ne pouvais pas faire il y a 2 mois.
Merci, mon ami. Et maintenant, now, I would like to sing one of Mackintosh's parody songs. This one is a parody, as where the trenches run down from the Somme to the sea. It is a parody of the Mountains of Mourne. It was one of the special things that Mackintosh did. He wrote, I think it was 14, 12 or 14 parody songs, and all set to tunes that would have been well known to the troops at the time, sometimes music hall songs. And so he did this to help entertain the troops in the trenches. So he wasn't just a serious poet. He wrote parodies and songs that took off the surroundings and the powerful and their experiences. So here we go. Oh, Mary, the front is a wonderful place where a person can't fight without shaving his face. We're not very frightened of shells, so I found, but when generals come near, we all get to ground. I met one in a trench and some tea leaves were there, and we got such a strafing it whitened our hair. So it seems we must swallow the leaves of our tea, where the trenches run down from the Somme to the sea. At night time I can't sleep a full minute's space, for the rats playing games at the top of my face, and other small creatures I'd rather not name, but they live in the folds of my kilt just the same. Tell wee Jimmy if only our dugout he knew, he'd never be asking to go to the zoo. For every dugout is a menagerie, where the trenches run down from the Somme to the sea. The sup that I stand in, it nightly is made into hell by a thing they call a rifle brigade, and when heavy trench mortars are bursting close by, it's not lust for a battle that gleams in my eye. Don't think me a coward, thou Mary, my dear, for along the whole front it's the same thing I fear, and every young hero is funking like me, where the trenches run down from the Somme to the sea. At Albert they've lately begun an advance, which is going to shove all the Boche out of France. And we are all waiting and hoping some day to meet with the gentlemen over the way. And oh, what a state of delight we'll be in when we're bumming our way up the streets of Berlin. So I hope in a few months I surely will be in a trench running down from the Somme to the sea. Right. And now I would, in a moment, I would like to play a final piece of piping from Liam, and that is the second variation, the first variation, I'm doing the first variation of the Lament for Mackintosh, which I hope I have nice and handy. Here we are. Please start, Bob. Thank you.
Okay. The poem I'm going to read is called From Home. That's the title. It's one of a series written by Mackintosh when he was not actually involved in the action himself, but he knew people who were comrades who were actually involved. From Home, to the men who fell at Guénhaëlle, November the 13th, 1916. The pale sun woke in the eastern sky, and a veil of mist was drawn over the faces of death and fame when you went up in the dawn, with never a thought of fame or death, only the work to do, when you went over the top, my friends, and I not there with you. The veil is rent with a rifle flash, and shows me plain to see battle and bodies of men that lived and fought along with me. Oh God, it would not have been hard if I'd been in it too, but you are lying stiff, my friends, and I not there with you. So there I sit in a pleasant room by a comfortable fire, with everything that a man could want, but not the heart's desire. So I sit, thinking and dreaming, still a dream that won't come true, of you in the German trench, my friend, and I not there with you.
Thank you everyone who's been able to join our second commemoration for the wonderful and amazing poet Ewart Alan Mackintosh, killed at the Battle of Cambrai on the 21st of November 1917. We'd like to just now put up a final slide to thank the contributors. Thank you.